Welcome back to Haunting Resonance, where every whisper hides a secret, and every shadow has a story. Tonight, we bring you a tale that will crawl beneath your skin, a story about a figure that doesn't speak, doesn't sleep. He only smiles and dances. This is the Smiling Man. The city was never truly silent. Even at midnight, a low hum lingered, a million lives sleeping, dreaming, breathing. But the streets themselves were empty. I walked alone, the air cool after a long shift. My footsteps echoed against the tall, dark buildings, each step too loud in the quiet. Shadows stretched and twisted, playing tricks on my eyes. A feeling of being watched, a primal instinct I couldn't ignore. Someone was watching me. I did not dare to look back. The feeling clung to me like the damp night air, a silent, invisible companion on my lonely walk home. Then I saw him. He stood under a street lamp, bathed in sickly yellow light, perfectly still, as if waiting for someone or something, impossibly tall and thin, in an old-fashioned suit. But it was his smile that held my attention. Wide, grotesque, his teeth gleaming, a predatory smile. I stopped, frozen. My heart pounded, but I couldn't look away. The world shrank until it was just me and him. Then, just as I thought I might break, he began to move. The night had changed. His movement was not human. He didn't walk. He glided, feet floating just above the pavement. He slipped from the circle of light into the shadows, a smooth, unbroken motion. It was like watching a film with missing frames. He moved with a horrifying grace, not meant for flesh and bone. Then he began to dance, a strange, disjointed waltz, alone in the empty street. His limbs bent at impossible angles, his head perfectly level, that smile never faltering. The dance was silent. No music, just the soft scrape of shoes on pavement. It was a performance meant only for me. My fear snapped into panic. The spell broke. I could move again. I turned and ran, lungs burning, legs aching. The city blurred past as I fumbled for my keys. My hands shook so badly I could barely unlock the door. I could still feel his presence behind me, a cold, silent pursuit. I didn't hear footsteps, but I knew he was there. The air behind me felt colder, thicker. I finally got inside, slammed the door, locked and bolted it. I leaned against the wood, heart pounding. I stood in the darkness, listening for any sound outside. Nothing. Only silence. A heavy, waiting silence. I tried to steady my breath, but the image of his dance haunted me. I pressed my back to the door as if that could keep him out. The city outside was unchanged, but I was not. I had seen something I could never unsee. The world felt thinner, more fragile. I was safe for now, but I knew the night was not done with me. Not yet. Not ever. I stayed pressed against the door, trembling. I strained to hear any sound from the other side. Nothing. The silence was absolute, more terrifying than any noise. Had I imagined it all? I clung to that hope. Slowly I crept to the window and peered out. The street was empty. The lamp where he'd stood was just a lamp. No tall, thin man, no smile, just the quiet, empty street. Relief washed over me, almost making my knees buckle. It was nothing, all in my head. I let the curtain fall, took a shuddering breath. I was home, safe. I moved through my dark flat, not turning on the lights. The shadows felt safer than the light. I checked every lock, double-checked the bolt. I collapsed onto my bed, still in my clothes, pulling the duvet over my head. Sleep wouldn't come. Every creak made me jump. The image of the smiling man burned behind my eyelids. His dance, his boneless movements, that smile. I kept telling myself it wasn't real, a dream, a nightmare. But a cold part of me knew the truth. I had seen something I wasn't meant to see. The terror had followed me home. It was now a part of me, a cold knot of fear that wouldn't go away. I lay awake, listening to my frantic heartbeat. The city outside slept, but I could not. I was changed. The night had left its mark, and I knew it would return. I moved cities, an extreme reaction, but I needed escape. My friends thought I was having a breakdown. My family worried. I quit my job, packed my life into boxes, and started over far away. For a while it worked. I felt anonymous, almost safe. The fear dulled. The nightmares faded. The smiling man became a blurred memory, but then the feeling of being watched returned. The shadows looked familiar. I knew with a certainty that chilled me that he had found me. The smiling man was patient. He would wait as long as it took. Not really, not ever. He was always there. I saw him again, this time during the day. It was worse than at night. The daylight stripped away any illusion. I was on a crowded high street, surrounded by people and noise. For a moment I felt normal. Then I saw him. Across the street, partially hidden by a bus stop. He stood motionless, wearing the same old dark suit, smiling that same terrible smile. No one else noticed him. People walked past as if he were invisible. Only I could see him. A private horror in the middle of the city. My blood ran cold. The sandwich in my hand slipped to the pavement. He didn't dance this time. He just watched, head tilted at that unnatural angle. His smile stretched wider, skin pulled taut. I felt a magnetic pull, a string tied between us. I wanted to scream, to point, to make someone see. But I knew they wouldn't. They'd see nothing. I was utterly alone in my terror, surrounded by 1,000 people. I broke eye contact and ran, again. Flight was my only response. I pushed through the crowd, ducked into an alley, heart pounding. I pressed against the cold brick, gasping for air. After a few minutes, I peeked back. He was gone. The space where he'd stood was empty. But I knew he wasn't truly gone. He was just waiting. He would always be waiting. I was never safe, not even in daylight. The city offered no protection. He was everywhere. My life became a series of relocations, city to city, town to town. I even tried a remote village, hoping open spaces would protect me. But it didn't matter. He always found me. He appeared in mundane places, at the end of a supermarket aisle, across a field, reflected in a train window. He was my shadow, an inescapable part of my existence. He never spoke, never touched me, never made a sound, except for the soft scrape of his dance. His threat was psychological, an erosion of my sanity. I stopped making friends, stopped building a life. I became a ghost, moving unseen through the world. The encounters grew more intimate, more invasive. I'd glimpse his smile in a mirror, see his fingers tapping on my window at night. He'd stand at the foot of my bed, dancing his silent, disjointed waltz as I lay paralyzed. Nightmares bled into waking life. I stopped running. There was nowhere left to go. He had won. I existed in perpetual fear, always looking over my shoulder. I didn't know what he was or what he wanted, only that he was tied to me, my personal tormentor. I write this not for myself. It's too late for me. I write as a warning, a desperate plea from someone who has seen behind the curtain of reality. If you ever see him, remember my words. Don't let him choose you. Don't let him see you see him. Because once he does, he will never leave. He will always be there, smiling. So, this is my warning to you. If you ever walk alone at night and see a man under a street lamp, be careful. If he's very tall, very thin, and wearing an old suit,
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it.
I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help, I had to do it all myself.
Smiling. If this story left you unsettled, then you're exactly where you're meant to be. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Haunting Resonance, where we dive deep into the unknown again and again. More chilling tales, disturbing encounters, and dark mysteries await. Until then, watch your windows, listen for footsteps, and remember, some smiles aren't meant to be returned. Stay haunted. This is Haunting Resonance.
Haunting Resonance, where every shadow tells a story. Subscribe for more true horror stories. And don't forget to like, comment, and share if you dare. Follow us on social media for updates. Until next time, let the darkness guide you.